Alright, welcome to another episode of Soda Desperado Plays Skyrim. I'm over here at, what is it, Windhelm? Windhelm. And I did put some work into, I got destruction up to 90 so far. I did this on the side, and I got restoration up a little bit. But that's it so far. Still working on it. Generation. That's a good perk to have, regeneration. But so far, I have to get my leather armor taken care of and various other things. But we're going to go ahead and listen to some videos. I'm playing that character, Magica, which is like a dark elf person. And oh yeah, that's right. I'm naked because I sold that thing. Okay, let's see.
Everyone's blades, helmets.
So anyway, I got another big ward, the genius. He's a genius. I really like that guy. Actually, I think he's super cool. A lot of people like him because he's cool. Oh, that's important. Sometimes you got to get your stamina back as well, not just regeneration. And let's see, do I have anything else? No, I think that's it.
Whether it's armor you need or a new blade.
So anyway, let me go ahead and play the video. Let's take a look at it. This is a recent one, 4 hours ago. Big Ward the Genius. I love this guy. It's a man's man. It's a man's man. Now it says, warning, help ain't on the way. We all got. I think he meant to say we got. We all got. we got. Or maybe he means we are all that we have. In other words, we are all that we got left is each other. That sort of thing. I don't know. We'll find out. Love your Ward. I really love Ward. He's so cool, man. Let's get going.
Good morning, family. Good morning.
Morning.
Today is August the 12th, Monday,
Yeah.
2024. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm at work and about to get off. Like that. So I decided to do this video on an email topic about this very same thing. And I want to kill two birds with one stone. Hold on, y'all, I gotta move. Yeah, I'm back. So I decided that I'm gonna tackle two birds with one stone, as the saying goes.
I travel more. Who wants to deal with all the soldiers?
That's an email topic from bigward@myyahoo.com, bigward@myyahoo.com, from a new subscriber who wants to hear me. But let me go here first. The first bird I want to tackle with the same stone is to the people that talking about they tired of hearing me discuss doom and gloom. They tired of hearing me talk about what's going on in the world, be a little more positive, upbeat, blah, blah, blah. And I preach a lot of doom and gloom, right? This is a YouTube channel. I try to be informative on my channel, not just entertaining, not just book dancing around and what have you. I try to be informative, not just entertain, make you laugh, make you big water. I'm informative, information. A lot of things that people don't know. So the second bird, I'm gonna tackle an email topic from someone who's asking me to talk about these things. See, the same way you may not want to hear me talk about what's going on, doom and gloom, whatever you want to call it. The same way you don't want to hear me talking about it, there's thousands of other people that do.
I'm sure you'll find.
This is a democracy. Majority rule. I'm going with the majority of people that follow me what they want, not what you want. If I lose one person, I ain't hurting. If I lose thousands, that's a bigger problem. So I'm gonna do what the thousands want me to do instead of what one joker talking about. One individual that think that's entitled to where everything will revolve around them, damn what the majority of people want to hear. Cause you don't want to hear it. You free to leave. Now, email topic, bigward@myyahoo.com. It says Big Ward, I'm a new subscriber. And I enjoy your content and I want you to tackle this topic. I listen to other YouTubers that talk about homelessness, grocery prices, how people can't afford life. Hold on, you mean other people talk about this beside me? Hold on. I'm not the only one talking about doom and gloom. But what's going on in the world? There are other YouTubers talking about this. Yeah.
See for yourself.
I listen to other YouTubers that talk about homelessness, grocery prices, how people can't afford life, job losses, layoffs, retail and restaurant closures, food stamp recipients on TikTok bragging about how many groceries they could buy.
Yeah, I just saw a video with that
That's
on
right.
there. I saw one with
Food
that on
stamp
there.
recipients, which ain't got nothing to give people that get food stamps, because my family didn't got them before. I never got them, but as a child growing up, my mother got food stamps when my father got them. We needed them. But that ain't what we talking about. We talking about, like these folks get on TikTok bragging about how many groceries they can buy, while taxpayers watch who are barely making it. You know, the people like us that's in the grocery store with 4 bags in the basket, paying $200 cash. We make too much for food stamps, but we see you over there with a basket full of. Anyway,
Restoration is a perfect.
I would really like to hear your take on all of these issues. Now, I know you love to talk about men and women issues. See, she realized that I don't just talk doom and gloom, I talk a variety. If you're not feeling it, that's okay. We're just thinking you might have interesting thoughts on the matter. And I do. And I appreciate you for your support. I appreciate you for being a new subscriber just as much as I appreciate my day one. I appreciate all of y'all. And also check to make sure you still subscribe. Check to make sure you still get the notification bell. You might get a notification even you hit the bell. I don't know. This ain't my platform. I'm doing the best I can. I want to start out by saying this. The cavalry ain't coming. Before I get into this, the cavalry ain't coming, which means help ain't on the way. So whether you for Kamala Harris or whether you for Trump, which I know I'm leaning Trump, more so the couch, #/Trump.
Look, some pretty flowers.
Kamala Harris,
I picked them all by myself.
not at all. But either way, whether it be Trump
Really? Do you?
or whether it be Harris,
Wow. Yay! Thanks, Mama.
first,
I promise I'll be the best daughter ever.
you got you. Second, we all we got.
Don't haggle. If you want a lower price, we'll pay.
First, you gotta have you. Second, we all we got. The government, the parties, Democrat or Republican, are not for our best interests. So much so to where we finally have a candidate that's brash enough, bold enough, courageous enough to say, screw both of y'all. I'm going to stand up for the people. Even though I ain't got to. I'm straight. I don't need to stand up for y'all. I'm talking about Trump. That man ain't got to Man, a billionaire. Oh, he got these failed businesses. He failed at everything he do. I wish I could fail like that. If Trump was a failure, you know, we got working people on job barely making it. Somebody Trump failed. He filed bankruptcy. That's business stuff they do. People use bankruptcy and other stuff to elevate. They don't do it like how broke folks file bankruptcy because we can't pay our bills. They do it for other reasons. Business purposes. But I hear poor folks talking about Trump, he's a failure, all his businesses fail and blah, 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 blah. But now we living at a time where businesses are shutting down everywhere. Trucking industry or what have you, that's supposed to be a stable industry. I showed a video the other night, well, I played a video the other night for copyright reasons. I didn't show the video, just played the audio. A major trucking company on a daily basis shutting down. Here I am. See that trailer behind me? That's another truck about to go home. He's sitting there killing time. He hourly paid. He riding the clock just trying to get some hours. He off. It is about 10:30 in the morning. Came in at 5:30. That's it for the day. That's all we got, Big Ward. Okay. In business, things outside of your control happen. Just because that man done filed bankruptcy, that and the other, he uses it for the climate or whatever going on at the time, the way he can still win. Right now, business, all of us own operators out here, trucking companies, businesses, stuff that is not in our control, not because we manage our money poorly, made bad decisions, none of that. Stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us, me as the business owner. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing I did wrong. But yet, I'm being affected. Yet, my business taking a hit. So if I file bankruptcy, did I fail? No. I don't control everything. If I file bankruptcy, which I'm not, I'm financially stable right now, but if I was to file bankruptcy right now, and that would allow me to keep my equipment because of something I didn't do wrong, something somebody else did, because other folks effed up the economy where work ain't moving. If I file bankruptcy as a business owner, and that's going to help me keep my employee paid, that's going to help me whatever the reason. That don't make me no fail. If Trump is a failure, I need to feel like that. Because I consider myself a success. And I still ain't got it like how he got it. And I'm successful. In my opinion. So let's talk about what's going on. Job loss. A good portion of y'all that's watching this video right now either just lost your job today. Some of y'all just found out today you don't have a job. Friday you had a job. Everything good, you one of the best workers. You left work Friday, happy about the weekend. Come in Monday, we gotta let you go. You got 4 kids, a wife, and a dog. The American dream. Now, your heart just dropped to your drawers. Just like that. Happy Friday. Come in Monday morning, you digging your heart out of your underwear. You didn't get fired. We gotta let you go. We can't afford to keep you. We've been taking losses. We've been taking hits. We're not the only one. We gotta let Fred go. We gotta let Tommy go. We gotta let all these folks go. We just told you first because you're one of our best workers. And we hate to do it. But if there's something we could have done, we would. You can go file for your employment. We'll put in a good reference for you. See you later. Yes. Big water, all this doom and gloom. Some of y'all ass need to know because some of y'all about to go vote for somebody. See, I've said this before, whether it be Trump or whether it be Kamala Harris, America and the world is tumbling. It's going to tumble regardless. We're going to hit the ground regardless. I classify Trump as a parachute. Still going to hit the ground, but it ain't going to be as hard. He might come in just in time to fix a few things or what have you, where some of us will still be able to hang on a little bit. But we still gonna hit the ground before we're able to rebuild again. Kamala Harris, we gonna hit the ground with her too, with no parachute. That's the only difference between the two. We gonna hit the ground with either one of them. We fought with either one of them. So therefore, that's why I tell y'all, I might just take the couch. But then again, I might just go for Trump because at least if I'm gonna fall out of a plane, I think I'd rather have a parachute to soften the blow. I don't know what they're doing. The food stamp recipients. I ain't tripping. Right about now, a lot of us gonna wish we could get them. Now what I'm tripping about is the fact, get y'all ass off TikTok or whatever bragging about it. Don't make somebody come up in your house, cause right about now, food stamps are just as valuable as cash. You can get robbed for those too. Or it's gonna get so bad that where they might not rob you for your stamps, they rob you for your food.
Yeah.
People gonna start robbing you for your refrigerator. I know y'all find that hard to believe. Big war, there you go, that gloom and doom again. Okay, you ain't gotta listen. Come on out here in front. Come on out here and stunt. Come on out here and let everybody know how well you're doing. Keep showing what you made. Keep showing you on your vacation. Keep showing, talking about how many cars you got. Keep on. You ain't gotta listen to me with my doom and gloom. Homelessness. I've been homeless before. Don't want to be homeless again, but if so, I know how to do it. You never forget something like that. Let me repeat that. I've been homeless before. Think, well, how you been homeless? If a lot of y'all homeless right now and don't know it. Especially if you're a man living with a woman. You homeless. You're homeless. You just don't know it. Because you under the illusion because you still can come in and use her key to open the door. To come in her house. To suck up her air conditioning, her lights, her water. You might be saying, well, big water, I pay all that. It's still her, baby. It's in her name. When she put your ass out, the cops ain't gonna care nothing about it. You paid that light bill that's in her name. That water bill that's in her name. You don't get no brownie point for that. You homeless, homeboy. Back in the day, when my girl decided she didn't want no broke-ass man, was tired of me laying up around the house, high all day, ain't doing shit, she put me out. I ain't had no family to fall back on. I couldn't go live with nobody. I asked a few people, asked a few family members. They told me no. That's fine. I'm a grown-ass man. So I took it on the chin. I slept in abandoned houses.
Yeah.
I knew crackheads that had houses, and I didn't. I spent a night over. I live in a different crackhead house.
It's hard out there.
That big
man.
water lived the life of your ass.
Fucking hard, dude. Fucking hard.
But let me tell y'all, the people that's on the bottom right now, whose life is effed up right now, something I realized. A voice told me, the lower you go, when you get yourself together, do what you need to do, fix what got you where you failed, just as low as you went, that's as high as you go. I compare it to a trampoline. The harder you hit that trampoline, the higher it's gonna throw you when you come back up. That's why I'm growing and where I am now, because of how low I went. The lessons that I learned from that have been a stepping stone and a ladder for me now to climb up on. So my ceiling, because I hit the ground so hard, I hit that trampoline so hard on the downfall, the way it threw me up, the way I still ain't through ascending. I still got a long way to go up to match how far down I went. I don't know if y'all can kind of figure out, catch on to what I'm saying. So just because you down right now, the harder it is for you, the higher you gonna go. The lower you are, the higher you can go. Cause that energy that you use to fall gonna project you up, that same energy. Cause the lessons and the things that you learn from that gonna help you later on. Example, on the opposite side of that, rich kids who never had it hard don't amount to nothing. Michael Jordan kids, but Michael Jordan had to struggle. A lot of LeBron James, his kids, trash. Not as people, but as athletes. Well, his younger son better than his older son, Bronny. But my point is, LeBron James grew up in the ghetto with a single mom. Struggled. So his hunger, his determination was greater than somebody who hadn't been through nothing. People ask me all the time, Big War, how you grind so hard? Your work ethic is impeccable. Impeccable, Mike Tyson.
I'm well aware.
How do you do it, Big War? What makes you do it? Because of how low I went. How rough I had it. If I'd have had it easy, I wouldn't be on here grinding and everything else that I do the way I grind if I'd have had it easy. If life wasn't no struggle, if I didn't catch hell, I caught pure hell. And I know that pain is refundable. If I sit around here and bullshit, there's a refund on the pain that I turned in. I can get a refund on it. I can have all that pain back. That pain of being a loser, that pain of being a failure, that pain of being broke, that pain of being homeless, that pain of being talked about, that pain of being looked down on, I can get it all back if I bullshit now. If I don't go hard, even harder than what I'm going now. I gotta go harder. Cause look, I'm off. So one of my streams of income ain't putting out like I needed to. So now I gotta figure out something else to do. I can't sit back and relax. Now I gotta go harder. Y'all say I'm going hard, I ain't going hard enough. Because I was homeless. I'd never forget that. But if some of y'all ain't never even came close to being homeless in your life, y'all about to taste the stench of homelessness. As we continue down this path as a country, as a nation, as a people, as a world, a lot of y'all about to taste homelessness.
If I needed something.
Am I trying to scare you? Yeah.
Good.
Why you trying to scare me, Big Ward? Fear is the motivator, so is pain. Hopefully I can motivate you to get up, whatever you ain't doing now, go ahead and do it. Get it done. Trying to scare you. Hopefully you'll be scared enough to know you don't want to taste homelessness. It's feeling like right now it's 100 degrees out here.
More clever than you, Dad.
I'm gonna start filming some footage. I ain't gonna let the people be on them. I'm gonna start filming them cars that's parked outside Tent City, where people sleeping in their cars. More and more each day. The homeless, we have a homeless crisis right now.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about alcoholics and drug addicts. We having a homeless crisis with people who work hard. The working homeless is what they call. Right now in my apartment complex, we got another letter about the rent about to go up again. I see people moving out of my apartment complex on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Can't afford it.
That's
Where
right.
they're going, I don't know. And that's going on around the country right now.
Yeah.
Squatters. People squatting, which if y'all
Yeah.
know what squatting means, go look it up. I ain't got time to
Yeah.
explain
Oh
everything.
my God, there's so much of that going on. Jesus.
Evictions, foreclosures, steady increasing. Don't talk about doom and gloom, Big Ward. I got to. Because there's still some people right now that are doing good, that don't understand any moment now your ass can be effed up. If you ain't preparing for what you ain't paying attention to. I ain't just speaking doom and gloom just to get views. I'm trying to tell y'all to prepare for what's here. Not what's coming, but what's here. Ain't no telling how many people got evicted today that work. I ain't talking about unemployed people. Let me break something down to you. Where I live right now,
Hello.
the average salary, the average bring home is $500 a week or less. Not 500, everybody. 500 or less is average. Some people bring home $350, $400 a week. I'm gonna say at the high end, 600 is average after taxes. It could be with a family of 4 or 5, it don't matter. $600 a week average and under, bring home. I told y'all I just went priced. I was trying to move out of my apartment complex because they raising rent. I'm like, that's too much money for an apartment. So I go look for a home to rent because I don't want to buy right now. Anybody that's out there trying to buy a house right now, unless you're getting the dirt cheap, this ain't the time to buy no house. The prices are inflated. That ain't gonna continue. That's gonna crash. And you're gonna be underwater, as they say. Your house gonna be worth less than what you paid for it pretty soon. Watch what I tell you. You ain't gotta believe me. Same way what happened in 08, gonna happen again. We got everything, all the markers and all the flags, red flags and everything showing you we're in 2008 again. What happened then? It's gonna happen now. Very soon. Watch what I tell you. We got banks. See, it was all over the news when it happened in 08. All the banks closing and shutting down. They ain't doing that right now. But banks are closing and shutting down now. They just ain't advertising because we got a Democrat administration here right now, and the media is Democrat left leaning. So they can't make the Democrats look bad. The last time when they broadcast all over the news or what have you, that we was in a recession, it was because we had a Republican administration. It was the Bush administration. So they ain't mind making him look bad. They're not gonna make the Biden administration look bad, especially during an election season. But we got banks closing on a daily basis right now. And the ones that don't close, they merging with other banks trying to survive. My car insurance, I went to pay my premium a couple of weeks ago. They done merged, have been bought out by somebody else. Companies are having to join together to merge and what have you, trying to survive. My insurance company ain't the same. Like, who are these people? I call, who is this? Oh, we just merged with such and such. That's going on right now. Big companies, here we are, the small guy. When you got big companies that are having a hard time holding on. They joining forces to try to become stronger. Two heads are better than one. What are we doing? We all we got. We gonna have to join together or we gonna fail. The same way these big corporations are merging. Why you think they're doing that? If you don't know that they're doing it, I'm telling you they're doing it. Banks are going out of business or merging with other banks. Insurance companies are going out of business or merging with other insurance companies. We got more and more homeless people. Doom and gloom. We all we got. And before we all we got, you got to depend on you. The cavalry ain't coming. It's us or nobody at all. It's you for you or nobody at all. First, you got to make sure you straight, and then we need to unite.
Let me know.
But the chance of that happening are slim to none, and Slim just went home. So overall, you got to be there for you. The cavalry ain't coming. Help ain't on the way. Trump or Kamala. Help ain't on the way.
Business with you.
Get it, got it, good. Bye.
Got some good pieces out here. Take a look. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
My character's nude because I sold my centerpiece, my outfit, by accident. Anyway, big war, trying to warn your ass. Unfortunately, he's absolutely right. There's multiple reports about housing, people getting kicked out, people moving, people living out of their vehicles more and more, slums getting bigger. People just can't afford to live anymore because of what's happening with the money. Now, what people don't understand is esoterically this is happening because they're playing games with the money. And it's like they know how to play Monopoly really well, so they're winning. And when they make money, they consolidate their resources or whatever. Everybody else gets stuck with the shitty properties, if any. Some people, they play Monopoly, they don't even get a fucking property for a very long time. Sometimes you go round and around, you can't even get one thing. You keep landing on the railroad or whatever, and you don't want to buy that, or whatever. You land on some other thing. You go to jail, stay in jail for a while. But anyway, the point is that he's got so many good points, and he's just warning you that these things are going to happen. Now, preppers would always tell you to have food, water, and means food, water, some place to go to, like a bug out location, and some sort of self-defense. The way I see it, I'm only one guy. I'm overweight. I'm 52 years old. I'm not going to run fast. I had a bad ankle a while ago. That could come back if I overexert myself. I have diabetes. I can't be out in the heat. If I have to be out in that heat and exposed the way it is nowadays, I'm going to be in trouble. Serious trouble. So that's a sad part about it. But he's got a lot of good points in this. And, these corporations, they're there for the investor, and they're programmed to just take care of themselves. There's no such thing as a group of corporations that come together and try to benevolently save people. There's programs that they invest in, and unless you fall into one of their programs, like those people on TikTok, I saw those people on TikTok, throwing money, throwing not money, but food stamps all over the place. And they even get TANF, which is a kind of food stamp, but it's cash. And it's just obscene. And it's all because of, they got approved. They got on the government dole. People who are on the government dole are not going to want to get off it. Like my mom, once my mom was on the VA, and she would get payments and all that, she didn't want to get off it. She didn't want to go out and get a job and work. She'd rather stay home and wipe my stepfather's ass than go out and get a job and work. That's how it was. And I understand why she's like that. But I'm working one job from home. I just need more money and I'll be good. But that's me. I don't have a family to feed. I have cats. And they're not that expensive. It's just that when medical comes up, one cat was $600 to have her get an enema and an x-ray because she was having problems pooping. And, another cat I had to let go because I just can't afford to take care of him. He has a serious eye injury that needs surgery, but I can't help him. There's some places that'll do cheap surgeries and stuff, but if I give them to them, they're going to say, well, we have to snip him. In other words, they want to snip him to help him. And I just don't want him snipped. So I got stuck where I really need like maybe $1,000 for that shit or more and to help that cat. But, but he's gone. He was causing a lot of troubles here. He was in, he was suffering and he's just having a lot of problems and I can't do anything about it. I'm not a surgeon. Those people, I took him into the fucking hospital. There's a 24-hour hospital over here for animals. And sure enough, I got some medication for his eye. Hopefully But the cat wouldn't let me put the medication in his fucking eye. He's a feral cat. And, you know, I didn't get to do shit with him. I had to put him out. And then later on, if he comes back, I'm going to lock him in the back room and try to keep working with him if he ever comes back. He came back twice. That's the second time he came back. He may come back again. So I just have to be patient, I guess. That's all I can do. But anyway, let's move on. We got Big Ward. Shout out to Big Ward, motherfucker. I love Big Ward.
You too, what up?
Now this guy, he's a little whiny, but says, my job won't give me a raise, man. It's like, what's his face said, they'll pay you more to leave than to stay. You know, if you find something else, they'll consider increasing your wage, but that's it. You got to find something that pays you more than what you're getting now. That's the only way to get any leverage with companies. I'm sorry, unless you really kiss ass or know somebody. Anyway, let's see this gentleman. This is I go by Tool Jordan, and you know he's there we go. Let's see what he's got to say, bro.
What it do? It's your man, I go by Tool, back with another vid. I'm back with another vid. Man, shout out to everybody running numbers up on them videos. I need all the money I can get. Shout out to all my supporters, man. You know, yesterday I didn't upload. I was with my wife, you know, for her birthday and all that. You know, I was gonna go live, but you know, you gotta spend time with your family, your loved ones. You know, I don't want to be, you know, popping out with the camera all day, every day. But you know, when it's like, you know, with stuff like that. But let's get back to these job situations, man. Like, when I make these videos, some of these videos are based off of topics of people sending me, people telling me about what's going on in life, and I just talk about it. Some of them may be funny, some of them may be not. So let's not get that confused. This channel is about topics for new subscribers.
I don't claim to be the best.
See, you can work all you can work the hardest you want to work. The hardest worker. Pause. I got to say pause. You could be the hardest worker ever. You could be sitting here grinding, doing everything. Hold on, y'all, because some dude walking up. I don't know who he is. You could be sitting here grinding and everything, but soon as you ask for a raise, your job ain't trying to get you paid. You do all this, you follow the rules. I mean, you follow the rules, you do everything right, you listen, you ain't giving the job no hard time. Let's say you put about 2 years in and you haven't gotten a raise. You try to go in the office and be like, hey, man, I'm trying to get a raise. And then you know
6 years.
You know human resources, they want to give you all the excuses. Well, we're not doing this, you're not doing that. You be like, man, I want to talk to the boss. I want to talk to the big boss. I don't want to talk to human resource. I want to talk to the boss. Where he at? Tell him come out the office. Tell him, hey, Mr. Robert. Hey, Mr. Williams. Hey, I've been working hard all my life. You know, these jobs don't even want to give you a $1 raise. They damn sure ain't trying to give you no 50-cent raise.
Thank you very much for your
They don't want to give you a penny, but they want you to work for pennies. Why they make what? Millions.
Yeah.
Don't let that go over your head. Why they make what? Millions. Don't let that go over your head, because y'all gonna let that go over your head. See, you gotta understand, when you working these jobs, you're working somebody's dream. Somebody had a dream like Martin Luther. I have a dream that one day, rest in peace, Martin Luther King. But what I'm saying is, you have to understand, you working somebody else's dream. You're somebody that this McDonald's, this Burger King, I'm looking at all these places, Target, Starbucks, anywhere you working at, that was somebody's dream.
Some may call this junk.
And they live in the reality of it. And you're working somebody else's dream instead of yours. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that your job, you can't be sitting at these jobs thinking these jobs care for you. These jobs gonna be there for you. They love you. Some of these people that be in these comments, I think some of y'all are just delusional. Like, it's like, I had to say that. Shout out to the Baltimore people. Shout out to the Baltimore people that watch me. Delusional. Because some of y'all, y'all think that these companies love y'all? Y'all really know the companies love the what? The money. The narrow. That's what they love.
Profit.
They don't love y'all. They love what you're doing for them, but they don't love y'all. Now, you got some companies that care for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to shout out to Chick-fil-A, because at least they let them be off on a Sunday, bars. But other than that, man, you be thinking you're going to get the raise. You be thinking you're going to move up. You be working this job for all these years. And I seen it time after time. I worked plenty of jobs. I done seen people, like I always say, that worked there 20 years. The boss man, the big boss man, bringing his son. He get the one that been there 20 years. Hey, train him how to do this and that. Next thing you know, what? Next thing you know, what? Next thing you know, what? His son is your new boss. See, you thought that you were just going, oh man, I got all the skills, I got everything. But these jobs will have you doing they'll have you, you get paid for your skill, but they'll be having you doing more than what you're getting paid for. They say you got to come here and just stock the boxes stock the products and throw away the boxes. Next day you know you coming out, you're stocking the boxes. You're stocking the products. You're throwing away the boxes. You're sweeping the floor. You over there helping little Shay over there on the cash register. Then you over here, you getting the milk. You becoming the milkman. Hey, they need you to help and put these milks up and all that. You be doing a thousand things, but ain't getting what? Paid. PAID. You're basically working for free. See, a lot of y'all get under y'all skin, man, and they just be like, why y'all get skin and get upset with me for? I'm just like y'all. I'm a regular person. I'm just sitting in the car telling you how people feel. People write me in my emails all the time, and I'm basically a spokesperson for them. Some of these topics I come on by myself, but so back to the job situation. You can ask your job for a raise, and some jobs will give you a raise. Like, for example, my wife, I can't put my wife's business out there, but put it like this. You have to, you got to go in the mindset of the job, like, I know I got to go in here and grind, and I got to get what I can get. You have to do it like that. Now, you will get a raise from your job. They just ain't going to give it to you when you want it. You can fight for it. You can fight for it and get it, but you got to know somebody to really get it. I'm going to be honest, because they're going to make up all the excuses in the world. See, the thing with the jobs is they want you to do more, but they don't want you to get more. I'm going to repeat it again. They want you to do more, but they don't want you to get more. Basically, they don't want you to get more out of them, but they want to get more out of you. See, we all slaves to these jobs because we need money to survive. We want families and all that stuff. And, the economy is up right now. We definitely need more money. But a lot of these jobs don't want to give you more money. They want you to keep working because they know that you gotta work because of the economy, the inflation. So they smart. So understand this. When you got these supervisors all up on your back, like, man, I'm doing my job. Some of these supervisors be scared that you gonna take their position. They don't want to lose their position. They like, man, shoot, I gotta make sure he don't take my position because he work good, man. She work good. Like, she smart. Like, she do the job better. How many of y'all do the job better than your supervisor? And then the supervisor get all the credit. You don't get the credit. The supervisor get all the credit in the world, and you don't get nothing. You got these supervisors out here that's the, when it say for corporate come through, you start looking at stuff. the supervisor be nicest to you. Hey man, hey yeah, hey y'all, let's do a good job. Let's do it. You know, you got some cool supervisors too. But one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, if you get cool, cause I'm speaking on supervisor at this topic too, because you get cool with supervisors. Some supervisors cool to the point where they'll school you on stuff, and they'll say they'll try their best to get you a raise. But majority of supervisors, they don't give a damn about you as long as they getting paid. See, as all these jobs is all about getting paid. Then I'm gonna say it again. Remember, when you go into work, you're not living your dream. You're living the CEO dream. This was his and her dream. You're living their dream, and they're profiting off of it for you living their dream. You got dreams of life, go out there and do it.
Once again,
Don't give up. Go out there and do whatever you want to do in life. But make sure them bills was what? Paid. You can do anything you want to do. If you want to be a rapper, actor, anything, go out there and pursue it. But make sure you got something going on, so some income coming in to pay your bills. Because I don't care what you're trying to do, you going to have to pay your bills. Unless you stand with somebody, your mama or whatever. Other than that, you're going to have to pay bills. And there's nothing wrong with having a job while you're trying to pursue something that you want to, like start a business or whatever. Make sure you got money in to take care of your responsibilities. But this your homie I go by too. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm out.
Yeah, he's just giving you the basics of the real world, which when you're young, you learn this. And it's a bitch because in the end, the reason why people in America are so selfish, according to the evaluation from the outside perspective on us, is simply because everybody's in it for themselves. It's in it for themselves. We're just a little bit better of doing it that way because we're trained by corporate to be that way, to be completely selfish and completely disconnected. You know, to keep everybody at arm's distance to make sure they don't get close enough to do harm. They don't get close enough to do it. But the thing is, the power of a family that's really relational comes from people coming together and sharing their pain, their suffering, their problems. But after a while, one guy's paying all the money and everybody else is just take. And that's what happens, is too much parasitism. You have to be independent, and then you can chip in and help somebody else. You know, as long as it doesn't put you out in the street, you should be able to chip in. Like, I went shopping, and I can't give them $1, $2, $3, but I said, okay, round it up. So if it's like, if I get charged $150.50, they'll get 50 cents because it rounds it up to 151. See? So they'll get 50 cents, which is better than nothing. Which is better than the finger, that's for sure. But anyways, you know, I would give more if I could really afford to give more. And I can't. I got to just chill out, especially in that respect. Let's see. Where were we? All right. That was my job. Don't give me a raise. No, because they pay you more to leave. That's what, what's the name? The Millionaire Morning Show? The guy that's on the Millionaire Morning Show said that. He's got these big glasses. I like them. But I wouldn't want to wear glasses all day, even cool ones, because they usually weigh a lot. But after a while, you know, you don't want to touch them. I guess he got used to them. But anyway, I go by Tool Jordan. All right, I'm going to thumbs up for that brother. And we're good there. We'll leave that there. Let's see what else we got.
One thing I really...
We got 20 minutes here. We got 50. Okay, we'll listen to him in the background. This is Michael Bordenero, another favorite of mine. Why is it that I don't get all notifications, man? It says banks across the country are shutting down. Now, I work for a contracting company that works and provides customer service to financial institutions. And I've worked for so many financial institutions through this one company. I mean, it's got to be like 40 or so different projects I've been on. So, and because I've been there 6 years. Most people are just there for a few years or a year and they leave. And because they don't like the wage or whatever. And it is low wage. It's not that greatest. But you know, I haven't heard anything about the bank shutting down, so this is a first for me. So let's see what Michael has to say.
Really love doing here on the channel is making videos that are inspired by you guys, and this entire video almost is going to be all about things that you guys have sent me over the past week. I think there's maybe one story in here that I put in myself, but literally everything else are things that you guys have sent me, things that you guys think are important and are relevant, and I'll be covering them here today. And obviously you saw the headline. The big one is the bank's closing, guys, and this is a big problem for a lot of different reasons that we'll get into here. But this story was sent to me by Steve. He's always sending me all kinds of stories. Just in the last 2 weeks of July, we saw 30 bank branches close across the United States, guys, and that's just in a 2-week span. And those 30 branches that are closing is just a drop in the bucket, because, for example, just in 2024 so far, Bank of America alone, just one bank, has already closed 100 of their branches, okay? And you have plenty of other banks that are closing branches right now too, like Chase, PNC, Axiom Bank, Capital, Citizens Bank, Dollar Bank, Wells Fargo, Lamont, Zions, a ton of banks. I've even heard of half of these banks before. And Bank of America really seems to be the big one that's closing a lot of their branches. In fact, out of these 30 banks that closed in the past couple of weeks, 11 of them were Bank of America. And Chase and PNC Bank, they closed 7 branches in places like Ohio, Virginia, Texas. Actually, Florida got hit the hardest with these bank closures. Florida lost more branches than any other state over the past couple of weeks. And California is actually the nation's leader with how many bank branches are closing. At 72 branches in California have been closed just so far in 2024. New York is in second place with 51 branches closed. Pennsylvania has seen 40 branches closed just in 2024, guys. These banks are closing at an alarming rate. And what the spokesperson for Bank of America said is these shifts in our branch network reflect that more and more of our clients are using digital banking for their everyday financial needs and coming into financial centers for more significant needs or to have conversations about their finances. So what the banks are wanting to do is they want to move away from having this expensive real estate and actual bank employees, and they want to just service people in the virtual world. Well, newsflash for a lot of these banks that there's already a bunch of online banks that have been doing that. I've told you guys before that Discover Bank is like my favorite online bank. A lot of you guys also like Chime. They're another online bank. And there's plenty of other ones out there that offer you 100% free checking and savings accounts. The savings rates are so much better than these other big banks like Chase and Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and those guys. And the most important thing is they don't steal your money every month, guys. These banks don't charge you to have an account, okay? So these banks that are closing branches, you know, the only advantage that those banks have had for the longest time is the fact that you can go into a branch and pull money out or talk to a person or do whatever, open or close an account in person. That's the only advantage these banks have over online banks. And so if they start closing all their branches, but they're still charging people all these bogus fees to have an account, how long is that business model going to continue to last? Probably not much longer, if you ask me. And I get it, guys, you know, things change, the world is moving on, you know, we are in a more digital age than ever before, and even I don't even have the need for an in-person bank most of the time. You know, I can't even remember the last time I needed to go into the bank for something. But fine, if you want to close your branches down, then stop charging people all these bogus fees. You know, if you want to be an online bank, then act like one and stop charging people money to have an account. One thing I find interesting is these banks are still able to survive in this environment with all these online banks that offer free checking and free savings and don't charge you anything to have an account. Same thing like with the big cell phone networks like Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile, you know, places that basically make you sign a contract, right? Versus all the smaller carriers that don't make you sign a contract, that run off of those networks, but people still choose to go with the big carriers. It's like, how long are people gonna stand for getting ripped off for before they realize that this is no longer a good deal for them? And I'm doing my part here on YouTube letting you guys know how poor of a deal this is. But at the end of the day, everyone has to make their own decisions and decide if you're going to be paying money to any of these big banks to have an account. And a lot of these banks that are closing branches, they claim that their internal surveys indicate that the public prefers online banking to in-person banking and rarely actually enters a bank to conduct business. While this might be true and they're just following the market trends, that's fine. But then start offering the market rate for an account, which is nothing, okay? Free. $0, no minimum balance, okay? The minimum balance to me is the biggest scam ever. You have a lot of money in the bank, they pay you money to have money in the bank in the form of interest. You don't have a lot of money, tough. We're taking your money. We're going to charge you to have money in the bank. But you got to understand something too. Like, this is bad news for the public in terms of banking accessibility and maybe a future push to CBDC, things like that. But this is a great thing for the banks because now they're saving money on rent, maintenance, supplies, salaries for all their employees. The average physical branch costs banks about $2.6 million per location annually. So that is a lot of money. So if these banks can pocket an extra $2.5 million per branch that they close, that's tremendous. Check it out. There's a deer. There's a couple of them.
2 deers.
Wow. So neat. One thing I keep hearing a lot in the comments is, oh, look at how much the corporate profits have been soaring. There's no trouble in the stock market. There's no trouble in the economy, anything like that. Well, you have to understand, these corporate profits are a direct result of a couple of things. Number one, the sheer amount of layoffs we've been seeing in 2024 has been tremendous. And every time these big corporations lay people off, their share prices go up. So that increases their corporate profits, number one. And then you just hear stories like this with the banks. If you see bank stocks going up and their profits going up, it is because they are firing people as well. They are closing entire locations. It's just equivalent to businesses going out of business, except it's good for business for them when they can essentially bring in the same amount of money but have less expenses. So the reason why things look good is because they're able to do this, guys. They are closing down locations and people are losing jobs over this, and people are also losing services to banking even though they're paying full price for it. So this is actually a bad thing for the economy.
Here we have a house listed for sale for $2.8 million, and we've been talking about all these expenses and how expensive it is to own a house, and take a look at this. They bought this house back in July of 2022 for $2.7 million. Now they're asking $2.8 million. So
let's look at this. Sale history. Wow, 2.7 million. Man, I can't even dream of that sort of thing. But I think he's out of Florida.
Only $100,000 more than what they purchased the house for. But here's the thing, they're losing money. Because once they sell this house and they pay all the closing costs and realtor commissions and all the fees involved, they're going to come out behind on this house. So either they're the world's worst home flipper, or they are also people who can no longer afford the expenses of these houses. Yeah. And check this out. Just the property taxes alone are $35,000 a year. And if you're able to get this house for slightly less than the owner paid for it, then hey, maybe it'll even go down a few $100s a year for the new owner.
Wow.
Now, some people are trying to get everybody jazzed up about the real estate industry right now because, mortgage rates have been coming down. So, oh my God, rush in to buy a house. Well, only some people are doing that. And it's basically the very rich and the very poor. That's right. Because subprime borrowers saw a 15% year-over-year increase. At the same time, we're seeing a super prime segment, which are people who have the highest incomes and credit scores, growing by 12.1% year over year in terms of mortgage applications. So why is this happening? Well, obviously people that make a lot of money and have high credit scores are almost immune to the current housing market. And since rates have dropped slightly, they're doing so well with everything else, with maybe properties they already own or their stock market portfolio. It's not really a surprise to see that those people are buying. But what is a surprise is to see the uptick in subprime borrowers that are trying to buy. And I think what this is a direct result of some of the stimulus programs we've been seeing happen over the past couple of years. Like, for example, last year Rocket Mortgage announced that they had a 1% down mortgage program, okay? And then Zillow followed up by doing the same thing, and United Wholesale Mortgage followed up by doing the same thing. Well, now that that wasn't good enough, this year they dropped it to 0%. You don't have to put any money down. So I think what you're seeing is people that actually qualify for these loans are actually applying for them, and in some cases getting them, which is kind of unfortunate because this is the last tier of the economy to kind of get slapped in the face with these high housing costs. They're the last ones to the table that are going to be buying now that they literally have to put 0% down. And the only people that can qualify for these loans are usually people that make less than 80% of the median income in the area. So these are literally the poorest of the people in the area that qualify for these loans, applying for them, and in some cases getting them. And unfortunately, what's going to happen is those people are going to get into the houses, and maybe a year later, it's going to cost so much more than they anticipated that they're going to be forced to sell, or even worse, maybe even fall into a short sale or foreclosure situation. It's really unfortunate, but that's where this is headed, guys. Because the reality is you would not see an uptick in people in that income and credit category buying homes right now if all of these subsidy programs weren't available. If they couldn't get in at a 0% down or even a regular FHA 3.5% down, those people wouldn't be buying homes. It's that simple. And I think when I say stuff like this, people misunderstand me. It's not that I don't want people that are poor to own homes. I just know that they're not in the position to be able to do so. You don't want people that don't have any money getting into homes because they're not going to be able to afford to keep those homes. That's the real issue. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to be like, well, you know, if you don't give them a chance to get into those houses and give them a leg up, then they're never going to have a chance to get in. And that may actually be true, and that's why they do these things, to give those people a chance. Some people will sink, some will swim, and be able to keep the house. I've even heard different stories from you guys who watch my channel, you know, write me and say, well, if it wasn't for one of these programs in the past, then I never would have been able to become a homeowner. And that's all fair. And that's all great, but we're already starting to see the delinquencies go up, guys, and things aren't even bad yet. So if these people are only just now entering the market because of these programs, they're probably going to be on that list of delinquencies in the next couple of years, which ends up hurting them more than it ends up helping them in the long run. So that's my beef with it. Because the other problem is people are borrowing more and more money. In fact, the average loan amount continued to rise over the past couple of years, including this year, and now it's coming in at $339,232 is the average amount of money that people borrow to buy a house, guys. That's up 4% from 12 months earlier of $326,214. And over the last 3 years, mortgage origination balances have increased by 14% from $297,000 already up to $340,000. So people are borrowing more money than ever at higher interest rates than we have seen in a couple of decades, and somehow that's supposed to work out in the end. It's not, guys. Anybody who saw my video yesterday talking about how much the increases of just maintaining and owning a home have gone up, when you combine all these things together, it is unaffordable for most people to buy right now. It just is. To buy and hold, it's just not going to work unless you have a very substantial income. And we know people are getting in trouble already with their homes too, because they're leaning on things like HELOCs to borrow against the house just to pay for life and probably to pay for the house too. In fact, the HELOC balances have increased for 2 years straight, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And that's a new report from this week, guys. 2 years in a row, we're seeing the balances on HELOCs, which stands for Home Equity Lines of Credit, going up. So people are borrowing more and more against their homes as life becomes more unaffordable. Does anybody see that as a coincidence? Because I don't. But they say, oh, this is nothing to worry about because the HELOC originations are still at comparable levels to where they were pre-pandemic. Well, I think it is something to worry about because pre-pandemic, we didn't have all this inflation. It didn't cost nearly as much money to maintain a house and just keep a roof over your head. So if you had the same amount of people borrowing more money than ever out of these homes that they were pre-pandemic, they're actually in worse financial shape than they were before. People are borrowing more and more money to maintain these houses at a time when the cost to maintain them is also higher than ever. So I don't know how that's not something to worry about. And this is all coming at a time when we're seeing a massive amount of layoffs, guys. We just covered this with the banks. Well, Scott sent me another story about how Cisco is going to be doing another round of layoffs this year. And so far, just in 2024, you've had 393 tech companies lay off 126,000 people, according to layoffs.fyi, guys. And that's just in the tech sector alone. And some of the big ones were just recently, with Intel laying off over 15,000 people, Dell laying off over 12,500 people, Tesla's doing another round of layoffs. Everybody is letting people go right now. So Cisco's joining the club, and they're going to be cutting jobs due to a higher focus on growth areas, including cybersecurity and AI. So once again, you have people losing jobs to robots here. That's what this is. They didn't actually announce how many people they're going to let go, but a lot of people are speculating that's going to be close to 4,000 people, because that's how many they laid off in February. So it could be more, it could be less. That's still a lot of people who are on the hook for potentially losing a job soon.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So that's the other thing, guys. Do you want to be
Collapsing the
jumping
empire.
into buying a house right now, especially as a subprime borrower, when you could be looking at losing your job? You know, these are people that make a lot of money who are losing jobs too. And just because you don't make a lot of money, or you work at a place that you feel like your job is secure, doesn't mean that can't come to an end too, because it can. You know, yesterday's video I covered all the expenses of owning a home and how much all that stuff is going up. And one thing we didn't talk about in that video is how much the cost of utilities are going to go up and have been going up. You know, here in California, people have seen their electric bills climb, you know, a couple 100% over the past 4 or 5 years, which is tremendous. This is not just a California problem. This is happening on the East Coast as well. In fact, Mike sent me this story talking about PJM Interconnection. They are the largest electrical grid operator in the United States, okay? And they're basically responsible for hooking up different power supplies to the electrical grid. So the more ways we have of generating electricity, the more electricity that's generated, the cheaper and more available electricity becomes, right? Well, they've been doing a very bad job at this for a very long time. And I guess in the electricity business, they do power auctions to kind of guesstimate how much electricity is going to have to cost in the future, and they do this a few years in advance. And the most recent auction produced a price of $269.92 per milliwatt day. I don't know exactly if I'm saying that right, but get this, guys, the previous auction was at only $28.92 per milliwatt hour day for the 2024-2025 auction. So these auction prices have literally jumped 800% in 1 year. 800%. Think about that for a minute. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that your electric bill is going to jump by 800%, but you can guarantee that a lot of those costs will be passed along to you, the power bill subscriber, even if half of that expense get passed along to you, okay? Say your electric bill goes up by 400%, can you afford that increase? And the reason why this has happened is the supply and demand for electricity in the area PJM serves is completely out of whack. This is just showing you that there is far more demand for electricity in this area than there are ways to produce it. Coincidentally, this is all coming at a time when there's this giant push to have everything go electric, right? They want your car to be electric. They want your stove to be electric. They want your pool heater to be electric. They want everything to go electric, but no one has the capacity to meet these electrical needs. They just want you to pay a 400 or 800% increase in your electric bill starting next year, because this is going to start affecting customers in this area by June of 2025, guys. So a little bit less than a year you have to prepare for this increase. And anybody who thinks that we get our electricity from like all these great green renewable resources and all of that needs a reality check, okay? Because according to PJM themselves, here is the breakdown of where all the power comes from. 48% gas, okay? That's the thing that they're trying to eliminate, right? They don't want anybody driving a gas car anymore, using a gas stove, but literally half of the electricity is produced by gas. 21% comes from nuclear. 18% comes from coal. And only 1% of it comes from solar, 1% comes from wind, 4% comes from hydro, and 5% comes from demand response, and 2% from other resources. So the amount of renewable sources on here relative to the amount of electricity they produce is a joke, guys. It's nowhere near enough to power a grid system, let alone fulfill this fantasy where we're going to be living in this all-electric world in 10 years from now. It's just not going to happen. So they say that electricity prices are skyrocketing because the grid operator, PGM, is failing to plan for the kind of energy infrastructure we need to affordably keep the lights on. And this PGM, they serve like a good handful of northeastern states, guys. So like I said, this is not just a California or Florida problem. People in the Northeast are going to start seeing their electric bills skyrocket in about a year from now because of this. So I don't know, when I hear about things like this happening and I see how much the cost of home ownership is rising and the cost of just keeping the lights on now is rising, I would be very skeptical and cautious if I were you out there borrowing to buy a house right now, especially at record debt levels with the amount of people that are falling behind on their bills. That should tell you something. But hey, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you that you should not buy a house. If you feel that you found the right deal, you feel that your finances are well enough in order and healthy enough to make it happen, then by all means, don't let me stop you. I just want to make sure that everyone in that position knows the potential hurdles they could be facing if they decide to become a homeowner today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I will see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
By all means, don't.
people could no longer afford to maintain their houses. Yeah, that's another good topic right there. Give them a thumbs up. Yeah, him and Jack Morgan, they sometimes walk together. But yeah, man. Ooh, boy.
Video to come out. Check out this one on the screen right over here, and I will see you in the next one.
The reason you only need to spray this once is it melts bed bugs on contact in
Yeah. I figured out how to kill the bed bugs. They killed them all in the universe. No, I fucking hate bed bugs. Anyway,
Hey everyone.
okay, so this kid is Sean Destillis. I think I've seen a video from him before. This was just today, 4 hours ago. But thing is, it's already an hour and I think it's an hour and 24 minutes or something like that. I can't read it. It's not superimposed well. But maybe we'll continue here. I'm going to take a little break, save my game, and then I'll be back and make another video. Thanks for watching.